About a year ago, I managed to commit to something that I'd been looking to do for a long time. Begin to consistently post on YouTube. And I started by consistently posting 2 videos a week for most of the last year. I wish I could report that it has been the easiest, most straightforward, most lucrative past of all time. But the truth is, the journey has been full of ups and downs. And yes, we'll talk money in this video. No, I still have not cracked the code on algorithmic magic here on YouTube, even though some videos have done really well. One of my pride and joys on this channel is a video that I didn't even expect to do so well, but one that has brought in enough income for me to stay at this hotel all over again solely with the proceeds of the video. But then there's videos like this, videos where at the time I thought I was putting my best foot forward. However, the audience reacted and it just wasn't good enough. The only thing I'm left to conclude after a year of consistent posting on YouTube is that my quality of content is the only variable that's up to me. As you'll notice if you've watched some of my videos in the past, especially in the past few months, I'm still trying to figure out my exact perfect spot here on YouTube. We've done lots of mini series over the last few months, from luxury hacks to luxury cooking in budget hotels and so on and so forth. Some complete flukes have done remarkably well for a channel of my size, and I say flukes for reasons that I'll get into in a little bit, these having been videos where I couldn't even show my face. At the same time, I've been actively working every day here on YouTube to try and grow and provide better content for you guys, because I know I have a story to share, even through the lens of luxury and value-driven conversations. And I know that the better the quality of my content, the more you're likely to watch and share, and that means more people can benefit from what I'm sharing. Now, let's take a step back. What made me decide to go on YouTube to begin with? As with all of life, my decision to join YouTube was a mix of ups and downs in terms of what led to the decision. On the upside, throughout my childhood and early adulthood, I was somebody that extremely enjoyed public speaking. I enjoyed acting. Being on stage to me was a great release mechanism for things going on in my personal life. Eventually, I acted well enough in terms of that on-stage persona that other parties picked up on it, and multiple government bodies across the world recruited me to lead confidence workshops for their various high school and educational programs. One highlight that comes to mind is the government of Japan hand-selecting me, pick me, to lead self-empowerment workshops for Japanese high school students. One of the best experiences of my life. So that aspect of it, that the public facing aspect, made speaking on YouTube, makes speaking to you one of the most natural parts of my day. At the same time, I have gone through very difficult journeys in my life to get to where I am, including, and this is stuff that I always wonder if I should share on YouTube, because I don't know if it'll come across as chaotic or as the inspiration I hope it comes across, but I have suffered at the hands of abusive individuals in my life. I have been a victim of physical abuse. I have experienced profound poverty in my life, but going through abuse, especially years ago, around the time I launched my first ever YouTube channel, which is my law firm YouTube channel because I'm a lawyer, going through that difficult chapter made it hard for me to be a real human being in the world. It was hard to take client meetings with bruises on my face. It was hard to feel my best self and go networking when I was afraid of what could happen to other loved ones I was leaving behind at home while going to said networking events. So going on YouTube, the down of what inspired it is that I was able to somehow still participate in the world despite not feeling like a fully functioning physical human, despite not being a fully functioning human in physical form. I was still able to exist in the world somehow through YouTube. And because my videos, I was able to somehow still exist in the world through YouTube and remind myself through that YouTube existence that a part of me existed in the real world as well. So those were some of the ups and downs that inspired me to create this personal YouTube channel. As I mentioned, I have one other YouTube channel I started prior to this one, and I have one other YouTube channel if you're interested on the personal life talk side of things that I started after this one. The latter being very, very recent, like just a few weeks old, and I'll link it down below. As the difficult part of what led me to start on YouTube began to resolve itself through serious effort and dedication and investment in that dark chapter and getting out of it, then I was left with only the good of what reminded me of the good of what inspired me to come on YouTube. Again, the confident part of Pam, the excited part of Pam, the part of Pam that loves the connecting with you guys. And so as the bad cleared itself out of the way, I was able to focus more and more on the good and realize that YouTube has become a bit of a calling for me. Through YouTube, I can inspire an endless amount of people. I can inspire them when it comes to the subject matters of this channel on how to live their best life, and also encourage value-driven dialogue, because that is something that is missing in today's world. As somebody that came from nothing, I mentioned the financial difficulties as well, and now has billionaire clients. Nobody wants you to succeed in this world. Nobody wants you to see things for what they are, because who benefits from that? And so this channel is our little safe space to see things for what they are, to have real value-driven conversation, while at the same time experience a little bit of an escape through the luxuries that are presented on this channel, no matter the form they're in. Some videos it'll be food, other videos accommodations, other videos cars, and so on and so forth. As you'll see from my super transparent snapshot I'm sharing here, some of my biggest breakthroughs on YouTube have happened in recent months, as recently as July, and we're filming this video in August of 2025. One remarkable growth factor I've noticed in my YouTube trajectory is that my YouTube reach has exploded in recent months. And I think part of this is me having stayed consistent, not giving up, and having stayed consistent in terms of frequency of postings, but also I do try my best to improve genuinely the quality of content. Despite being a mom with lots of young kids, despite being a lawyer who, by the way, owns her own law firm, I don't work for somebody else. I don't get to clock out. I work not unlikely 16-hour, 18-hour days sometimes on my law business alone. I have other businesses outside of law, and I have YouTube as well. So me, and also with some of the difficult things I've gone through in life, there are definitely trust issues there when it comes to hiring somebody else to get their hands on what is my literal baby. Which, as I say that, I feel crazy saying it, because I have made significantly less on YouTube all year this year than I would make from one billable hour of being a lawyer at my law firm. And I guess, though, as I say that, I'm reminded that some of the best dreams are the crazy ones. I mean, if your dreams don't scare you, I always tell others, get bigger dreams. And it's hard to sometimes remind myself of that. I'm still a super confident person. I've shown up on YouTube because my channel is so focused on me presenting myself. I've shown up on YouTube at my most pregnant, at my most overweight, at my most depressed, at my most happy, at my most homeless, at my most this and that. So there's a lot of confidence and resilience that it takes to show up as all of those versions of yourself, some of those which you never thought you would be. And of course, the beautiful versions. My happiest days on YouTube, it goes without saying, are the days where the results come in, where I see the watch time, I see the comments, I see the subscribership go up. Best of all are the comments, because that validates a part of Pam from those very sad early days of just wanting to exist in some form on this earth while I was going through my hardships, even if it was a floating head on YouTube. I haven't shown a lot of my full body on YouTube because I've had so many pregnancies, and for reasons that we'll maybe discuss in other videos, I have not felt comfortable with other individuals on my radar being aware that I'm a pregnant person and the vulnerability that comes with that. A lot of these videos, when I watch other creators post them, will have a turning point chapter to them. I, being my authentic self, and one of my goals is, if I can become the most authentic voice here on YouTube, authentic as to any topic we cover, then I've succeeded and met my goal regardless of the subscribership amount. Although I surely hope you'll subscribe. A lot of you, almost 2,000 of you, have already made YouTube your safe, have already made this channel your safe space on the internet. And I wish I could hug each and every single one of you and bond over the human experience with each and every single one of you, especially during today's trying times. But when it comes to there being a turning point for me on YouTube, there have been observational turning points. For example, I've noticed that when I post on a Sunday, a video might do better than certain other times of the week. I've noticed that a lot of my subscribership is from certain parts of the world, US, India, like all these diverse places. I've noticed obvious things like watch time is king when it comes to these videos, but I can't tell you there's been a real turning point in terms of something that caught me by surprise and made me think, whoa, I'm onto something. I've always known I'm onto something, and it's just a matter of how quickly this channel will grow. I always joke and say, I always used to say growing up that I was a realist. But with everything I've gone through in my life, and to have persevered and survived through that, and to single-handedly provide for my family, to single-handedly meet the needs and dreams of all of my clients, to single-handedly have multiple YouTube channels, and so on and so forth, I guess despite everything I've been through, I guess I'm the dreaded optimist after all. And that optimism shows itself on YouTube as well. I might have had a video that just got 50 views despite having almost 2,000 subscribers, and I will still post my next video telling myself, I think this is the one that's gonna go viral. Again, the viral piece really mattering because I know with everything I've gone through within and outside of YouTube that I have a story to share that would genuinely help people that have gone through the same things that I have, the good and the bad. The last, I guess, video chapter for this one will be what are my next steps here on YouTube. My next steps are to continue. In my ideal world, I would either post one more long form video a week or create the time for myself to continue to up the quality of my content if I remain at 2 videos a week. One thing for me is that being authentic is absolutely key. So my video quality aspiration does not consist of Mr. Beast blow-ups every 2.5 seconds to capture your attention. I lead this YouTube channel the same way I lead my life, that if it's a match, you and I are gonna match. If it's not a match, I love you. Thank you for the time you give this video, and I wish you the best on another channel that better meets your needs. And at the same time, you're always welcome to comment down below on how I can meet those needs on this channel, if there's something you'd like to talk about. But again, when it comes to next steps here on YouTube, the growth is there. The growth is there. I can tell on the back end that I am growing faster than ever before on YouTube for my channel. We're not getting millions of subscribers a year, but every single subscriber that is coming in is a real human with hopes and dreams that comes to this channel for the same reason I go to my YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to. A little bit of peace, a little bit of safe space, a little bit of inspiration, and hopefully a good laugh here and there. Despite the growth that has come my way, however, the growth has been exactly that, something that has come my way. And what I would love to see for myself in the remaining months of this year and going forward on YouTube is more proactivity in growing the channel, in growing income streams through reaching out to sponsors, through packaging my story somehow in a way that I can share with you all, and you can refer to it even outside of video format, insofar as, not that I'm this woo-hoo that has gone through these unicorn happenings, but insofar as it can help somebody, it can change somebody's life, it can inspire somebody. I really want to be that nexus of content for you. And I think I can do a little more to get there for you. Despite being a lawyer, despite being an entrepreneur, despite being all of those other career things that I've worked really hard to create those pockets for myself, my goal is to go more and more and more into YouTube. It's a smart thing to do business-wise. The more likely that my YouTube takes off, of course, the more likely all the other businesses will continue to grow as well, or will accelerate in their growth. The more that, so that's a benefit to me. A benefit to you is that the more this channel grows by way of support, that I see more subscribership and more feedback and so on and so forth coming through, the more invested I'll be in bettering my content for you, in helping you go through, you know, that journey from whatever it is you're at right now to achieving the luxuries that we talk about on this channel, just like I did for myself. I pulled myself out of the dirt to have experienced what I have, and to have the experiences that I'm able to talk about now on YouTube. If I can do it, you can do it. And even better, if we can get to do it together and grow together again through the prism of sparkly luxury things to look at, whether that sparkle is luxury cars or luxury vacations and everything in between. And of course, the backbone of this channel, I always say the second runner-up theme, but a theme without which I don't know that I'd continue this channel and be my true self in continuing it, and that is the truth of authentic and value-driven conversations. And I'll end by leaving a bookmark of fleshing out, you know, the reason that that authentic and value-driven conversation bit is so important to me. One thing I haven't shared on here before is that I always film these videos as if it was what my kids have to refer to of me one day, without fleshing out the obvious, extremely unfortunate circumstance I'm referring to. I could have gotten better watch time across all of my videos. As a lawyer, as a highly critical thinker, I know that if I cut some of the personal out, some of the talk out, of course it's going to increase watch time. A 10-minute video that gets 2 minutes of viewership for the segment that they're watching, where it's not necessarily me sharing the personal, would become a 6-minute video with 2 minutes of viewership, but that takes it from 20% to like 35% watch time. Of course, that would have helped my channel, but I always leave at the end of each video, or interwoven throughout, at least 1 to 2 minutes of talk for my kids, in case I'm not there to tell them the story in real life one day. They can hear, Mom was really smart. This is how she thought about things. She knew that there's more to the system than meets the eye. She knew that how much something costs isn't the most important thing. It's how much value you get out of that thing, and so on and so forth. All of these concepts that my face had to scrape the pavement to learn on my own. And insofar as I leave that little gem for my kids in every video, of course, I'm well aware that for those of you that watch the full length of every video, you will benefit as well. And that makes my heart melt to know that a hardworking dad, or a hardworking mom, or a hardworking somebody without kids, anybody, is going to benefit and save themselves from misspending their hard-earned money, from falling for another societal dupe, and so on and so forth. So in some ways, the channel that started in part to help myself, as I shared at the beginning, has become a legacy piece to help others as well. All the while getting to learn about the crazy world that is the YouTube algorithm. Good night, and I hope you'll subscribe so we can continue to grow together.